In this video, I'm going to be running you through how to handle the dreaded I need to think about it objection. This objection in sales is more likely than not the number one objection you're going to get. I've done thousands and thousands of sales calls. I've closed over $25 million in high ticket sales. And this objection is the one that almost always comes up, even if they want to buy. So it is in your best interest to understand where this is coming from, the psychology behind it, more importantly, exactly what you need to do to overcome it. And in this video, I'm going to run you through step by step on how to do exactly that. So this might sound familiar. You've had a great sales call. You feel like you've nailed the intro. You've gone through needs analysis. You've pitched like a pro. You come to the end of the call and the prospect says, "Oh, look, it sounds really good, but I just need to think about it." And all of a sudden, you freeze. You don't know what to say, where to go. So what do? You say, "No worries at all. Reach out to me when you're ready and we'll speak then." And then you never hear from them again. So if you want to avoid getting ghosted, if you want to avoid ever having to lose a sale when someone says I need to think about it, then this video is for you. So you need to understand this first and foremost. The I need to think about it objection, we call this in sales a smokescreen objection because it's not a real objection. You've got to remember, when someone says I need to think about it, they are thinking about something specific. Remember that. So your immediate thought process needs to be, well, what the hell are you thinking about? And we need to get to the bottom of that as quickly as possible in order to help and serve this client to the best of our ability. And also, of course, shift them and move them forward into purchase and then onboarding of the program. So firstly, when someone says, I need to think about it, it really is just a polite way of saying, I'm not ready to decide, but I don't really want to tell you right now. And it's rarely about needing time. It's more likely than not got something to do with their uncertainty, money logistics, time logistics, something of that nature. And so it's our job as pro entrepreneurs and sales individuals to figure out exactly what is going wrong. So the mission of the closer in this situation is to, number one, realize that this is not a real objection and we need to go deeper in order to find out what's coming up. I want you to also remember this. The worst objection is the one you don't know about. So if you let them go and think about it, they are going to leave that call and they're going to be thinking about all of the worst case scenarios, all the things and reasons why they won't be able to do it, why they can't afford it, why they don't have time. And so if you really want to help this individual and you want to be the best closer, the best coach, the best individual that you can be, it is not only in your best interest, but it is in the best interest of serving the client that you sit with them with grace, with poise, with calmness, and get to the bottom of what's going on. Because we need to help them think through whatever block, whatever limiting belief is coming up so they can change and transform. You let them leave that call, they are going back to old world. You let them leave the call, they are not transforming their life and improving themselves the way that you need them and want them to. So as you can see, it's our job to fight for these individuals. Remember, whoever's come onto the call, whatever you're selling, whatever you're coaching on, whatever you're consulting around, they have come to the call because they have a problem and a sticking point. Now, if you know in your heart of hearts that you can serve them and help them and you let them walk away, you are not living up to your full potential and you are not serving them to the best of your ability. And so they have been placed in this challenging problem because they've been told what they want to hear for a very long time. And it's your job to tell them what they need to hear. Now, you do it respectfully and you do it in regards to service always, but you do not exit the call. You do not get scared and just give up and let them walk away. You sit in the pocket, you deal with it in a mature, respectful manner, and you figure out what is really going on so you can give them the best options possible. So remember this. I need to think about it. It's not a real objection, number one. Number two, we need to think about what is actually coming up and how do we get to the truth as quickly as possible. And so your mission as a closer and as a coach running your business, if you're doing sales, is to uncover the real objection hiding behind the smoke screen. Once you find the actual objection, you can use the correct word track to solve it. And so let's go through now step by step on exactly how, number one, we need to respond. Two, I need to think about an objection. And then I'm going to show you how to transition into a tie down. I'll do another video on tie downs all alone, but I'll show you how to then transition to the tie down and get them from scarcity and lack thinking into results, outcomes, and value thinking, so you position yourself ready to close the deal. So we're on the call, you've done a great sales call, and the prospect says to you, I need to think about it. You don't say, no worries at all, I'll see you later. What we do say is this: step one, we want to break the pattern and open the door for the truth. And you say something like, hey, that's no problem at all. Just so I can send you over the most relevant information possible, what do you need to think about specifically, just so I can help? And so remember, it's all in the tone. The way that you deliver this, the tone needs to be respectful, it needs to be curious, and you need to really transmute a level of empathy for the client so they can feel that you're genuine and that you actually care. And I'm assuming you do. So when you do this, practice delivering it in a kind, nonchalant, cruisy way. So again, you'd say something like, that's no problem at all, just so I can send you the most relevant information possible. What do you need to think about specifically, just so I can help? And then the prospect is going to tell you what they are thinking about. So the response will generally be then the true objection. So let's say they say, okay, well, look, specifically, I just need to look at my budget. You know, I didn't think it was going to be this expensive. I've really just got to see if it's going to work financially for me. Then what do we need to do? So step two, when they respond, we need to listen and identify the true objection. Have they said time logistics? Have they said price and value? Or is it more of a fear objection, trust objection? So we need to feel into that. But let's say they've said money and it's a logistical money objection. What we then need to do, rather than going straight in with a word track to combat the money objection, we need to keep the trust and rapport, and we need to shift them from scarcity and lack thinking, chunking up, to resourceful outcome and value thinking. And so to do this, we use a tactic called a tie down. And so the tie down is where we respond, again, in a respectful, calm, epic manner, in order to ask them a specific question in Socratic questioning to get a certain response. And so the aim of this line of questioning is to get them to think about why they see the value in the program that they've already agreed to is amazing, and the outcomes that they feel they would get from the program. So before we're actually going into the word track, we're positioning ourselves in such an extraordinary way where the prospect has sold themselves again on why the program's going to work, why the services are perfect for them, and the results and outcomes that they will get if they actually did the program. So the prospect says, look, I need to just think about my budget. I've got to see if it's going to fit into what I do. You would then respond in step three and use a tie down. Look, completely understand. Money aside, do you feel like this program is sort of what you need to achieve the results that we've just spoken about? You let them respond. They're going to give you a superficial answer like, well, yeah, I do. Then you need to go deeper. You peel back the onion and you need to get them to verbally explain to you why this program is right for them and why it's going to get them the results. So they'll say, yeah, I do. And then you say, amazing. Tell me why specifically you think that. And then they're going to sit there and tell you all of the reasons why they feel like the program or the service that you've just offered them and pitched to them is the right program for them and is going to get them the results. Now, once you've done that, they've shifted from fear, scarcity, lack, chunking up to value, outcome, and they've just reminded themselves that this is the right program for them and it will get the result. So they're mentally and emotionally and psychologically positioned perfectly for you to then go into and manage that logistical money objection and really negotiate a solution to get them the best result. And so remember, when they have sold themselves to you on why the program is so freaking perfect, from that point forward, they are wanting to, being congruent with what they've said. And so there's a law called the law of consistency that we speak a lot about in sales. And that simply states that if you get these micro yeses, if you agree to certain things and you are a human that has integrity, it's very unlikely that you're going to backtrack and go against the words that you've said. You do not want to seem or show incongruence. It's just something that is congruent with our human nature. And so when we do our tie down, we're really looking to get that extra buy-in, those micro yeses, tie them down with the law of consistency, get them psychologically, mentally, and emotionally back into value, back into outcome, so that you can go forth and manage the true objection seamlessly from there on out. And it's as simple as that. So in regards to this objection, I need to think about it. It is the most common objection that you're going to get. Super important that you remember how to respond, and of course do it with a tone that is empathetic, curious, calm, and then make sure once they give you the true objection, from there that we've then tied down the program, the value, the outcome yet again, so we can transition into the correct word track and help that client make a logical and resourceful decision that's going to serve them in the best way possible. And that is how you handle the I need to think about it objection. So if you're sick of losing money when that objection comes up, if you're sick of clients ghosting you, if you're sick of letting individuals walk away, practice this word track and this will take you to the next level. Again, I'm going to leave the Google Doc of this exact word track under this video for you. Absolutely free. If you love it, you need it, download it, utilize it. It's only going to help you make more money, change more lives. I truly hope this video helped you. Nothing to it but to do it. Let's go get it. Go and handle those I need to think about objections with grace, style, and poise. We'll see you in the next video.